My name is Yunus Burak Sutsuz, and here's my colleagues. Let me give you one of my cards so that you can ask your questions immediately or later. I am the CEO of the company, and Burak Bacanlı is CFO of the company. Çağlar Baran is product manager. Melih Türkergerek is software designer, and Burak Işık is hardware designer. And Melih Korayüster is the marketing and sales manager of the company. And I'm going to continue along. Please have your seats back, my friends. Here's an outline of my presentation. First of all, I'm going to tell you some brief information about the product and the main features of Assistant Eye. I'm going to tell you some information about the roadmap. I'm going to tell you our company's mission and vision. Burak will continue with the general subject of sales, competition, SWOT analysis, and future plans. And I'm going to make another suggestion for you to where else can we use Assistant Eye. Here's our product and its main components. First of all, we are going to use a camera in order to detect eyes movements. It will be not an exact one, but it may give you an idea about how our product will be about. It will be attached to our heads, and it will also work on day and night. Also, it is a night vision. We will use a DSP card in this main board, and it will send our codes between DC motor drive and camera. It detects the eye's motions. Then we are going to, of course, have a wheelchair, and we have a 24 volts accumulator and two 12 volts DC motors.
Not an accumulator, battery. Accumulator is French.
Okay, battery. And Assistant Eye. Now Türker will continue and show you about how Assistant Eye will move.
I will talk about the main features and the main principles, moving principles of the wheelchair. Since our first priority is the security of the user and the accuracy, therefore accuracy of the software, the webcam that will be used is attached to the head of the user, and it will always point directly to the eye, no matter which side, which direction the user points his head to. I prepared a manual that describes the basic movement principles. I prepared this in Photoshop. As you can see, there will be a webcam and it will be attached to the head. It will be always at the same direction with the eye. When you look at the right, it will start moving right with the angular speed of 30 per second. It will prevent the user falling down from the wheelchair. More correctly, it will prevent the wheelchair to turn upside down. If the user will look at the left, it will move left with the same angular speed. And there will be also a seat belt in the wheelchair that will prevent the user from falling down from the wheelchair. When the user looks up, it will accelerate in the direct motion, and the acceleration, the top max acceleration will be 2 meters per second square. It will also prevent the user from falling down. Again, if the user wants to slow down, it will just look downwards, and the system will slow down. And there will be emergency button in the wheelchair in case of any emergency, and since the paralyzed people will not be able to use it, the people nearest to him will help and push the emergency button. System will power up with the power button in the first system initialization, and also the other people will help to boot the system up. That's all right now.
Thank you, Türker. And now I'm going to continue with the roadmap that we are going to follow during this project. In this month, we are going to design the hardware and software parts and test our circuit and how does it work and is there any errors during this circuit. In January, we are going to present you a breadboard prototype of Assistant Eye, and at the end of the year, in June, we are going to present you a fully equipped Assistant Eye with wheelchair. Now, I'm going to tell you something about our mission and vision. Our mission is to help fully paralyzed people that they can move with themselves, with no another help from their relatives or their friends, I think. And they make them feel they are still a human and they can still act as a human. Our vision is to serve an ability to move in a freedom world without outside help. Now, Burak will continue the presentation.
Thanks, Mark. I will also get the remaining part of the presentation. Now let's do a quick turn to the subject. Who is going to sell these products? Firstly, we determined that there are two types of customer, which is the first one is hospitals, and we regard that hospitals are our major customer. We are planning to create a sales team in the short term, in the long term, and with the help of the sales team, they will deal with the purchasing departments in the hospitals to sell our items and to introduce our items. The second customer is the Ministry of Health, and also we can say the governments. They have effects. They have two different effects on our sale methodology. The first one is direct effects, which is, for example, they buy our products due to our social responsibility subject, and they distribute them to the public hospitals. Indirectly, with the ruler identity of the government, they make regulations on law to encourage the companies. And also, individuals are our customer, but it's a little bit different than the others. Because individuals, let's say, when someone feels patients, when someone feels ill, they primarily go to their doctor to take help. So, if we have a good image on the doctors, when we went to the hospitals with our sales team, then they will be our primary consumptor of our products.
2 minutes left.
Let's move to our same methodology. We designed such a model due to the fact that we are a startup company. We don't have enough capital right now, so we are encouraging our customers to buy the products before buy our